Welcome back to America on the Road with Chris Teague, Jack Nerad back with you for road test time. And this is going to be somewhat of a different road test than we typically do, because typically I'm in a vehicle for a week or at least a long period of time and then give a road test evaluation. This time around, I was in the Ford Bronco Sport for 2025 with the Sasquatch package, which is all new, for a very short period of time. Actually, I flew across country for what it amounted to, less than a half-hour drive in this thing. But I gained a lot of information from a lot of the people from Ford that I talked to, including the brand manager, Mike Weller. And I think we had that interview in last week's show. But I want to talk to you about the drive in it, because what I found out about the vehicle was it's really darn capable. It is really incredibly capable. And what Ford found out when they marketed the Bronco Sport, they weren't really sure how heavy into off-road they should go. And they decided to go, fairly heavy, but not as heavy as with the full-size Bronco, and not offer a Sasquatch package, which is, their full-on balls to the wall kind of off-road package. And now they've decided, well, our buyers really want that. They want that. They want that offering. So they're now offering the Sasquatch package on both the 1.5 liter Outer Banks version of the Bronco Sport and the 2 liter Badlands model. And I got to drive the latter with the higher horsepower. It has a bunch of great stuff, and I'll detail that. Twin clutch rear drive unit with a locking rear diff. Maybe the most important thing is the 29-inch Goodyear Territory all-terrain tires. These are the biggest tires in the class by far. It has a new rally mode in its GOAT modes. It goes over any terrain mode. This is for high-speed running, which I definitely did not do in this quick trip I had to Tennessee and back. I was in heavy off-road kind of situation. It has the Trail One Pedal Drive, which is essentially cruise control on the trail. And it has a 360-degree camera with a trail view, so that's very, very helpful. And the Sasquatch package has upgraded suspension with Bilstein rear shocks. It has increased suspension travel, not a ton of increase, but some increase in ride height, not even more than an inch, but an increase in ride height. And just a bunch of bash plates, and it's like the real deal here. What's your overall take on what's Ford trying to put together here?
Well, I'll say that the standard Bronco Sport is surprisingly capable as it is. So the improvement on that makes it quite impressive for what it is. And the 3-cylinder engine, despite being small, I'm surprised they gave that package to the smaller engine, but it's also quite a capable engine. It's buzzy, but it's more than powerful enough. I can't wait to drive it. I haven't been behind the wheel of one yet, so it'll be interesting to see how close to the real quote unquote Bronco Ford got with it.
Yeah, they put us into some pretty serious off-road stuff, and I've done a lot of off-roading, mostly in other people's vehicles over the course of the last 20 or 30 years. So, I'm fairly expert at this now, and I was, frankly, very impressed by what this vehicle was able to do. I mean, it took on pretty much anything. The only limiting factor, I think, is ground clearance versus some of the other larger vehicles are like the Bronco, which offers, pretty significantly more ground clearance. But it has a bunch of the good stuff: front brush guards, steel skid plates, and I mean, the real deal skid plates, as opposed to, well, it kind of looks like a skid plate, but it's actually half plastic, and it got a little metal in it here and there. It has front and rear bumpers that accept accessories very easily, kind of like the full-size Bronco does. So 4 recovery points. It's really the real deal here. Not inexpensive, but over the course of my drive, I just, was, as I say, very impressed by what it was able to do in this very serious course. And then they've upgraded the interior of this thing, better, bigger size display, 13.2-inch center display with Sync 4, wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, a standard 12.3-inch digital information instrument cluster. So there's a lot to like about this vehicle. It's not cheap in Badlands with Sasquatch form. I think probably touching $50,000 or so. But in the context of a $67,000 Nissan Z, maybe this is a pretty good bargain, and certainly a lot of capability for the money here.
Yeah, I mean, people want to go for the biggest and baddest thing they can buy, but the Bronco Sport is more than most people will probably ever use in terms of off-road capability.
Yeah. And of course, you can get a much less expensive Ford Bronco Sport. And as a dual use vehicle, I mean, one you can commute in, gets pretty good fuel economy. You can get one for under $30,000. There's a lot to like about that, too. So certainly the Sasquatch is going to cost you a ton. But throughout the line, you can kind of mix and match and figure out features without going full on Sasquatch if you want. That will get you to the trailhead and to the places you want to go. So I think these are vehicles. We scored pretty big time this time around, didn't we, Chris?
Yeah, I had a great week. I can't wait to talk about next week.
Yeah. Well, when we come back, our special guest will be Andrei Ravinovich. He is the senior manager of product planning for Hyundai. We will be talking with him about the all-new 2025 Hyundai Tucson. Of course, that's one of the brand's most important vehicles. I was just at a recent event in Los Olivos, California, and I think you'll enjoy hearing what he has to say. So stay with us for that, and we'll be right back right here on America on the Road.